Hello everyone, it's the Bronze Arch here. I'm going to quickly end up showing you the clip around Shanghai, as I forgot to record the practice intro, and I'll be quiet now and I'll let you see the lap around Shanghai. That's the end of the lap, and now I will show you my best qualifying run. Now, as you can see, just exiting the final turn, activating DRS, going flat out down until I'm going across onto the clean side of the circuit, which will be where the guy in first place will start. Down to 5th, down to 4th mid-turn. This is I'm way off of my previous best time. Down to 2nd, all over the curve there. Staying 2nd again, going through here. Just going a little bit out, a bit wide, just focusing down, now going down to the stuff down the back little stretch here through the kink. Braking, you just have to brake quite late. Just make sure the car just turns in though, because you exactly want the car to understeer like a dog. Going on just onto the exit here. Go flat out now. Just going down into the flat out turn, which is what isn't flat out in the race. It's only flat out during qualifying due to you obviously being on the light fuel load. And now as we're going down into here, braking, locking up a little tiny bit, going up onto the curb there. It's actually goes to how cloudy it actually is. Going out on the exit there, going down the straight we go. Now going into a braking point, braking at very, very heavy speeds. Now braking, flicking the car across, making sure the car hits the exit there perfectly. It's now going down the back straight away we go. And then going out on the exit of the snail section, now going down the back stretch we go. Flat out, hitting over 200, hitting nearly 195 miles per hour when we hit the DRS zone. They're hitting close to 210 miles per hour going down to the braking point. I go down to first gear, just get the car to turn in a little bit better. Don't really need to do it, but I just want the car to turn in a little bit easier for me. Going through into the last turn, taking a lot of the curve on the exit there. Now, and that's a lap around Shanghai. Hope you enjoyed it, and now I'm going to lead on to the intro for the race. And now this is leading on to the R&D bit. I did decide to go for the engine upgrade the durability upgrade on the engine. I just checked it to see if that was a bit which I was going to go for, which I did. It just needed, in my opinion, to have a little bit more. It needs to have more grip, basically, get like more of a longer lifespan in the engine, and so that's the reason why I went for that upgrade, which I did go for. And now this will hopefully lead on to the next clip of when David Croft introduces the grid for the race.
Back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. Joining me once again to take you through this race is the effervescent Anthony Davidson, and I'm very much looking forward to it getting underway. You raced here, of course, didn't you, back in your Super Aguri days in that infamous Chinese Grand Prix of 2007?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't last that long though, unfortunately. Qualifying had gone pretty well, but my brakes failed quite early in the race, around lap 10 or 11, something like that. And And of course, back in 2004, I was the very first Formula 1 driver to complete a lap of this circuit. Just thought I'd mention that for you, Crofty. You like a good stat. It's a fairly tough circuit on the brakes here, though. You know, there's that long back straight down into turn 14, and then you got turns 6 and 11. They're quite heavy as well. On top of that, managing your front tyre wear is always a challenge around here, so there's a lot to keep in mind during the Grand Prix.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, a HAAS, and Ricciardo, Stroll, Massa, Perez, and Nico Hülkenberg, Grosjean, Verstappen, Jolyon Palmer, and Sainz, Alonso, Kvyat, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Esteban Ocon, Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
As now this is going to lead on to the start of the Shanghai race. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and away we go. I get a mediocre start. I get a better start than Bottas did. And so you can clearly tell me here I'm going to cut in front of Bottas. I'm going to be up into P4 already. And the first even start P5 was pretty impressive for me. Like, I didn't expect to qualify as high as I did. As I go up on the inside of Vettel though, straighten out the wheel just to make sure he won't be able to show up on the inside. And so then you can see here Hamilton's my next target. Just going to try and get the car out in the straight line. These tyres aren't exactly very grippy at this point in time, so it's still quite cold. As I might try to make a massive dive bomb. A little bit of contact there, not too much though. As I just get the better run, short shift up to get the traction. Now as we go now down into this little section here, just take a little bit of curbing, and now going through here again down this back straight though is going to be quite interesting because this should be where Hamilton will be able to make a good run on me. Let's hope he doesn't do that though. A little bit skew with going through the little extra little section there. But down the back straight we go. Hamilton's in my slipstream, so he will be getting that little extra speed boost from the back of me. And now as we're going over the curbing, going over across through the curbing there, going a little bit wide, trying to get the car into the turning as we just about do that there. Down the back straight though should be a point where Hamilton will be able to overtake me. I go up into Rich Mix, move right across to the other side of the track, push forcing Hamilton nearly onto the grass there. And that's going to be pretty much who's got the bigger balls, who's going to be able to brake a little bit later. As you can clearly tell here, I brake far later than Hamilton does. That's me here making a little bit of a touch and go move there. Pretty much just like a bump and run, which you would see at Bristol pretty much the majority of the time. Then going through the final turn we go, just taking in the complete taking out the board there. And these turns in, I'll be able to take a tighter line through the turn later on. As we say, obviously we will set the fastest lap of the race. This is the first lap of the race. As you can clearly see there, Hamilton was challenging for an overtake into turn 1, but that did not happen. So let's just see if I can just keep it going here. As you can clearly tell I do. I just wanted to show you the first lap and a bit of the second lap, if just in case the AI do try to challenge me for an overtake. So we're going down to the back straight here, and Hamilton, I can just tell you this much, Hamilton did not attempt to overtake me until later on this lap. As now at this point we're going 3 wide down the back straight. Hamilton, well, I think Hamilton will try and challenge from the inside though, but never mind, he just gets past the driver of Vettel, so that's alright there. So we're going to pan on to the following lap list again. As we're going to DRS point there, I get a little bit skew with going onto the entrance. So it should be quite interesting little overtake there. Let's see how well Hamilton can do if he can actually try and challenge me going down the back straight. It should be a point where the Mercedes should be very, very quick. So yeah, although I am running lean mix, I'm trying to save up fuel because I need to really. Look at this run which Hamilton gets though. Felt like a bat out of hell going up on my inside there. I do go a little bit wide, I want to give Hamilton enough room. As you can see that there's Hamilton popping up on the inside. He's like, hello, how you doing? And then man, I just out traction him basically. That's a good thing about the HAAS, it's always got a lot of grip with the tyres. It doesn't really manage the tyres very well though, but you always do get grip out of them. As you can clearly see how Hamilton just tries to completely go up on my inside, so I completely block him off, do like a Verstappen-esque defense move there. As Hamilton goes around the outside, take a little bit too much of the grass there, get a little bit wide. That push just launch up on the inside and get the overtake done. That's a pretty nice and swanky overtake there. So I go on to the little bit further on the same lap. Hamilton looks like Hamilton's about to attempt to overtake me, but he clearly doesn't. And that's that. Then later on, then same lap again, going to the same point, the same DRS zone again. Now let's see what Hamilton can do. Can he actually overtake me, or can't he overtake me? Does Hamilton have the big enough balls, or doesn't he have the big enough balls? Which he clearly does. He's a 3-time world champion at this point. I think he will, like, attempt to overtake you. As he's obviously got DRS assistance there, going flat out over 200 miles per hour for Hamilton, but about 193 for me. As I brake far later, lock up though. As Hamilton's around the curbing there, I literally just didn't see him there, because obviously they run proximity arrows. So I basically just turned in on him. I should have done that. I am in the wrong for that. I do have to admit that was kind of my fault. For if we did both spin, I would have taken the blame for it. Hamilton gets an absolutely amazing run. Forcing Pirch up alongside the wall there. Pirch did a Michael Schumacher of Hungary 2010, and I just did an amazing switchback move there, as I know the AI will literally just shoot upon the inside and do what they just did. Now later on to that lap, I'm trying to block off Hamilton. He's going to go up on my inside, going into the snail set, into the snail. And then going through this, what should be, in my opinion, a grandstand, but it isn't. For some weird reason, like, there's no one in there. I don't even think it's even a grandstand. As I'll run Rich Rick, so just go a little bit wide there. Didn't realize how wide. I wasn't really paying attention at that point, to say the least. I just went a little bit wide and just went just like, yep, I'm just gonna go wide. As Hamilton just has no speed basically. I do brake kind of early because I just want to try and like make sure I will make it into the turn. Because a couple of times I did, like a little bit later on, I did brake a little bit too late. Now at this point I was contemplating whether to go on to mediums. As then we go on to the following lap again. I set a purple middle sector there actually, which is quite impressive. Yeah, but the traction there just didn't really help. Like I couldn't really just grip onto the circuit. And that obviously meant Hamilton would have a better run than me, so that's the reason why I bumped up into Rich Mix. And then Hamilton's obviously going to have DRS, he's going to be faster. Also, he's got a Mercedes power unit in the front, in the back of that car. He's going to be like a pocket rocket. He's not as bad as a Williams though. If you try to fight against a Williams, that's never fun. I literally was fighting against Massa later on this race. It was not fun. It was actually a struggle. Never mind, I'm not going to ramble on anymore. Hamilton doesn't get a good run. But he does have DRS, so obviously he will be faster as he does set the fastest lap of the race. I did have the fastest lap there for about a millisecond, to say that much. As in mind, we'll pan on to lap 7 now. They've got like 12 clips on this. I got 12, 13, 14 clips. Oh, there's just the first lap of like Hamilton trying to overtake me for like 14 times. As I just get a good enough run there, short shift, don't run full throttle either. Up in the 6th now on the exit, don't hit any of that curb. Because for me, I just didn't really know why, but I kept on having that. I don't know whether it's because I was running too much air on the front, but the car would not actually, like, when I turned it was so responsive. It was kind of annoying. So I let Hamilton just go up around my outside, see if he actually can. Like I said, that's one to be able to keep the inside. It saves me from having to worry about letting me turning in on him, because I did that a couple of times. I didn't want to risk it again, because it was kind of my fault when I did do that the first couple of times. It's like a really bad exit there. Hamilton's like tapped me. I think me and Hamilton collide a little tiny bit. Hamilton's up on my inside, so what I do is I just let Hamilton go up on my inside and do the switch back yet again, because I know the AI would do that. This will slow him down. It's just an advantage I took out of them, which is kind of bad, but I don't really care. Now as we're going down to the next little section here, just got a little bit too eager on the brakes, didn't realize how much on the brakes I was on that little bit there. I don't know what I'm trying. I don't even know what. Oh shit. Don't worry about it. But just through here, like you can tell, in my qualifying run I was taking it flat out. Here I'm just having to ease off the throttles. Hamilton goes up on my inside there, and Dixon, absolutely amazing overtake there. As he's going to go around my outside, I'm on the inside of Hamilton though. So I got that little tighter line though, but I got a good exit there. And Hamilton just dropped right off, which is really quite nice actually to know that. I am pretty competitive. Like, this car is good. I like it. And as you can see at the end of the race though, I did get a top 4. Well, I did get a top 5 position, which was pretty good. I didn't get the podium though, but it was kind of a shame really, because it was just my forward strategy later on, but never mind. It's time to get an absolutely beastly top 10 speed there. Obviously with the DRS doesn't really help me that much, so now I'm in the lead. I do like block him off, and I did use a flashback there, not afraid to admit that. So I knew I could have done better. I completely forgot I left that in, and I can't be asked to unedit it. So I do get a little bit more like out over the top there, like second time round, to give Hamilton some room. I'm not afraid to admit I do sometimes use flashbacks. Only if I do think, though, that what I did kind of screwed me up a lot. So I wanted to make sure that I didn't do that. So that's the reason why I did use a like flashback. And then you can see there, just got a great switch back there on the again, I completely forgot I even left the flashback in. I am sorry about that. I would have mentioned it in video anyway. I'm not that type of person that wouldn't admit that. Now as we go on to lap 9, this is hope that it's a pretty decent overtake, and I do happen to use a flashback again. So I did only use a flashback once or twice. I don't tend to use that often. I did use a lot of the exit curb though. I was being too little, like I wasn't using too much angle on the wheel at that point, so I was just trying to make sure actually I didn't go too tight, which means I would scroll off too much speed, but never mind. Hamilton's got like the special, like basically a god car at this point, and his car is so much faster. So I tried to go around the outside, tried to do a switchback, which I do nearly do, but it's just I'm gonna have to try and go up on the inside. They're going to the last turn and make a dive bomb move on the inside. I don't know if I forced Hamilton off or not, but I think I may have. So never mind about that. Now on lap 10, the following lap, Hamilton is yet again right behind me, as you would expect. The Mercedes cars like on that would be on average like a second a lap faster than me. But I am in a HAAS. The HAAS is basically a midfield team, but they are faster. Like they're like top 5, top 6, like in pace at the moment. So like although yeah, like we probably won't see a HAAS lead a race like for maybe a good 3, 4, 5 years. It's just quite nice to see. Yeah, they might eventually be as good as like Ferrari and Mercedes. You never know. You might as well go through the last turn. The 4th turn. I'm a bit of a special. Don't worry about it. It's been a long day. I'm not going to be afraid to admit that. As yes, again, I pretty much abused the AI, but I was kind of being a bit of a dipshit there, and kind of I did eventually get past Hamilton again though. Lost the clip. I'm not lying to you, I generally forgot to record my overtaking Hamilton. So you know what I decided, and then when I realised actually I hadn't recorded me overtaking Hamilton, I decided that I'd go behind Hamilton, get his DRS, and literally do the beastiest dive bomb ever. As you'll see in about 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and dive bomb off. Not really dive bomb, but overtake of the century for the HAAS. Then the following lap, Hamilton's like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck you. Not really, but I shouldn't have said that. Sorry, pardon my French. Never mind, let's just go around on the outside there. Bottas is trying to go around there. Bottas actually managed to overtake Hamilton there. You know what? Nice work, Bottas. Nice work. Now let's see what Bottas can do. He goes up on my inside, basically doing what I did to Hamilton on lap number 1 there. Forcing him right up on the inside. Now as I do is switch back. I did pretty much do what Alonso did in the real life Grand Prix. Some of the overtakes I did actually do were pretty much inspirations of Alonso's overtakes, which is pretty cool. On lap 14 though, I did go to the pit lane. I did use that little extra runoff area, and I'm going to show where I came out, and I'm just going to let for a couple of other overtakes. I'm probably going to be a little bit silent because I just want for you guys to actually hear what the cars sound like. These sound absolutely brilliant. It's basically just a pit stop race. See who's got the better pit stop. The better pit stop. Got a better pit stop there than Hamilton, and got out ahead of him. As you can clearly see here, I went on softs. There was on the weather forecast it was supposed to be raining, and I did get past Ricardo, but I did go a little bit tight and did overshoot there. And I'm going to go. This picture I went a little bit like Gymkhana mode there. Ken Block, hire me, baby, hire me. I can do Gymkhana. As you can see here, Daniel Ricciardo's in my slipstream there, so I'm not going to be afraid to admit that the Red Bull is pretty good in the slipstream. Whereas in the slipstream is absolutely shite. Just saying. And now braking quite late, and I was actually about to plan on overtaking Ericsson there. Like I was going up onto the back end of the Sauber, which is also using the older Ferrari power unit. But he went straight into the pit lane, and I was like, for God's sake, I wanted to overtake you. I wanted to use this for prime time content on my YouTube channel. And then as we follow on to the later that lap, we got the poop machine, which is the McLaren Honda. I'll Stoffel Van Dorn. How the cookie crumbles and how the mighty have fallen. I was pretty sure just do a pretty much reversal what Hamilton did on Sebastian Vettel 2011 at this track. Went up on the inside, and Fernando Alonso, my boy Fernando Alonso, the guy who raced in India and nearly won it if it wasn't for his engine packing up, retires from the race, which is kind of annoying. And then the virtual safety car ends, so that's pretty good. Did lock up there, and the next guy in front of me is Pascal Wehrlein, the guy who should have been in the Mercedes seat. I'm gonna say a lot of controversial crap in my career mode. Just saying, I generally do believe, in my personal opinion, that Bottas should stay at Williams to help mentor Stroll, and that Pascal Wehrlein should have gone to Mercedes. He's a Mercedes driver's program driver. But yeah, never mind, he didn't get hired, did he? They decided to hire a bloody Flying Finn. And the Flying Finns tend to be in the underdog teams. Not saying that when McCacken was racing for McLaren that they were an underdog team. I'm just saying the majority of the Flying Finns do race for underdog teams. And never mind, I should stop. I could just shut up. This is basically being like 2 minutes just me rambling as Hamilton's going to try and overtake me. I do brake a little bit late. I do go nice and tight. On it like a car bonnet. And Hamilton does get a pretty good exit, but I just take a tighter line and I just pull away. Now, a little bit, as we go a little bit later on into the stint, at this point, I'm just trying to get just try and get a nice line, try and get me ahead. I'm trying to keep ahead of Hamilton at this point. I'm just trying to catch up to Raikkonen really, because I know I could do that with this car. Because I feel like I can push. I'm running like 4 career modes at this point. I'm not recording I'm not recording 3 of the 4. This is one which I am recording, because it's obviously it's my personal thing. But out of all the 4 cars I'm currently driving for, this car's definitely the best with, like, for me I can feel I can just throw it into the turns and actually it won't slide. It will just, like, grip onto the track. The Sauber is meh, it's pretty good. Toro Rosso is it's like super tail happy, it's like an overexcited dog all the time. And the Renault is just so slow. It's good with downforce, but it's just slow as hell. Like, it's pretty much like it's even slower in certain points on the track. It's even slower than the Sauber is. It's just like, this car is so slow. More power. I pretty much turned into Jeremy Clarkson there for a moment, but never mind. As I'm going on to lap, I think it's lap 25 there. I can't really see because it seems how small my little window thing is. As if I know got Sebastian Vettel joining the party. I don't exactly know how Vettel's doing there. He's probably like, tell this effing hash driver to get out the way. Tell this hash driver to get out the way. And this is another point where I do use, not afraid to admit, I did use a flashback to redo the move, something I could see if Vettel would go around the outside. I'm sorry if you didn't really like me to use flashbacks there. As Phil went up right up in between me and Hamilton there. We basically Colin Turkington, I can't remember what his teammate was, and Fabrizio Giovinazzi from 2007 at Brands Hatch. For the touring cars, for the British touring cars. I've got the memory of an elephant. I just realised that. Wow. I got a good memory. Yay! I'm actually quite happy about that. I know I shouldn't really be, but I am. Screw it, I'm happy. And nothing really happens there. And actually, it's just been confirmed, Raikkonen's got a problem with his car. Raikkonen has got a problem with his car. He's going to be slow. This is what I need. This is what I need. I need to be fast. Bappity boopy. I need to be fast. Just need to be able to overtake Raikkonen. As I do a little bit more Gymkhana there. Ken Block, yet again, sign me up. I can be your next unicorn driver, or I can be a part of your Rallycross team. As I don't actually know why I just did that. As I'm just checking to see where Raikkonen is compared to me. So Raikkonen at that point was in the middle of the... I don't know why I even used the flashback there. I don't even know why. It wasn't like I was about to spin. But never mind. You know what? Screw it. Damn, it's weird. I don't even know why I did that. I just didn't realize I even did that. Well, that's embarrassing. And there's actually some rain in the next few minutes. This is where I buggered up my strategy. As soon as it said that, I was like, you know, I'm going to try and stretch those tyres out as long as possible. And it did start raining literally 2 laps after that. The annoying thing is, when that happened, there was spray coming off the tyres, but no one was coming into the pits to change onto winters. So during this thought, people were going to be managing it to the end of the race. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back into the pit lane. And just say this much, it kind of failed. I probably would have won the race if I didn't come into the pit lane. Just saying this much, I probably would have won. But I was such a retard and I came in anyway. Which is kind of idiotic of me to do that, because I know I would have done so much better if I actually just decided to stay out. I probably would have been so much better off if I just stayed down. I probably would have won the race, like I said, I probably would have won. This Vettel was just trying to keep on with the back of him, just showing you this like the footage of just Vettel being up close to me. So just doing you think, and just there, like I'm just barely able to take it at a little bit of speed. Like I'm taking it like about half throttle now. At this point, at the beginning of the race, I was actually having to lift off mid-turn. And during qualifying, I was taking that turn flat out, but I never got to do that turn flat out at all in a single race. On lap 27, a little bit later on, is when Vettel was pretty much right on my backside. And was about to challenge me for what would be second place at that point, but what would be the net lead. Because I'm getting even worse, I'm getting at this point even worse stuff than Drew Lynch has got. The comedian, who's absolutely hilarious, by the way. I'm not like trying to make fun of people who's got stutters, but his stutters makes him actually quite funny. Like he like the way he does like his comedy, like he actually just like he embraces his stutter, which is brilliant. It's better than like most people where they don't actually embrace what they've got, like in comedy. Like that's what makes some people like funny. I mean, Rowan Dunks didn't even have a stutter. Why the heck am I rambling on about this random crap? I say some random shit, don't I? About like how my stutter's even worse than Drew Lynch's at times, and how Rowan Dunks even had a stutter, but I'm just full of the most random crap ever. Never mind, Sebastian Vettel's about to try and overtake me. Oh, shut up. Never mind, Sebastian Vettel's going right up on the back. I start going defensive. Vettel goes right up, and I start pretty much doing what I did on lap 1 with Hamilton and lap God knows what with Bottas. I start breaking, I pretty much just ease off the brake. And let's do a nice move on the outside there. Let's out traction Vettel and be like a boss and just pull away pretty much. Let's get a bit of a ship, kind of moved in. Sorry for yawning during post-con, but I am so tired right now. I'm pretty sure going to be going on holiday. I'm not going on holiday next day, but I'm going away for a couple of days. And now they're actually suggesting an alternate strategy for me. I went back to the original one because Jerry thought I'd be able to last, like, for the, like, let's try and go for, like, the late 40s to pit in, just something I could, like, check. Something I could race till it goes raining. Here it's starting to rain. The car's getting a little bit slippy, and I'm struggling for grip at this point in time. It's just like, let's slide, come slide with me, let's slide away. I need to just shut up. I'm sorry if I just partially deafened you. I cannot speak for crap at this point in time. Help me! Help me! Now that's radio cool. Say, not ideal conditions, but you should stay out on the dries at this point in time. If you went onto the inters, you'll burn up the tyres. Yeah. Vettel, I'm now in the lead of the race. Not Vettel, Raikkonen came in. And now leading the race like a boss, like I was earlier on at the race start of the Grand Prix. With Vettel and Hamilton, two of the greatest drivers in my opinion in this current era of F1, to ever embrace or touch the steering wheel of an F1 car, are about to try and overtake me. You don't understand how excited, like how much I was fangirling during the race, like when I literally went like two of my like greatest, like two of the people who I like on the grid at this point in time were like right behind me. I need to stop yawning. It's getting really quite obnoxious now, and I'm starting to probably peeve you all off. As in mind, they've now gone to the pit lane, so it's now me and Verstappen, the Flying Dutchman. And look how quickly he's caught up to me. Just within one lap, he's right under my ass, and he's about to overtake me. The Flying Dutchman, the guy who drives in the Red Bull, which has got a Tag Heuer in quotation marks, not quotation marks in inverted commas. Who's got a Tag Heuer, which is basically just a Renault power unit, but they don't want to give Renault any credit if they do happen to win a race, which is fair enough. 'Cause I mean, and see here, you can now see spray. And then this is at the point when I was thinking, hi, how about waiting until Raikkonen comes in, because Raikkonen's right behind me. Now my Raikkonen tries to overtake me with DRS. I'm like, this is way too early for me to come in, isn't it? If it's like this, and also I still have a lot of grip. I just did happen to lock up a lot. Went up on the inside there. This push just forced out Raikkonen, because it wasn't because I wanted to, it's just I literally had loads of understeer and I couldn't turn in. And now we go on to the next lap. Now this is when Raikkonen's right up on my butt. Hold on to your butts. He's running my ass. And it's like, what's alright with me though, is that at least when it's like a Ferrari versus a Ferrari situation with power units, as long as it's like the same year power unit, it's alright for me to see that like, as Simpson's not that effective in this game, that even though like you are in the exact same car, and even though Raikkonen's got slipstream, as I just get an absolutely atrocious run there, and Raikkonen tries to go around my outside edge, he should just go like, hell nah. This push just blocked him off there. Raikkonen gets a little bit wide, he starts sliding there. You know what? He should have stayed rallying. I know he wasn't that good at rallying, but he should have stayed in it. He could slide in their front car, he could pretty much slide anything. And he goes up on my inside, that cheeky devil. He goes up on my inside and he just can't seem to be able to overtake me, so that's kind of annoying. And now he goes around on my outside later on. Still can't get the overtake done though, so it's kind of a shame rate for him. That's basically what I wanted to show you with that clip, but I just happened to like show you me Jim cornering around the snail. As Raikkonen gets an absolutely amazing run there. Actually, I completely forgot he even tried to overtake me at this point. I actually just want to keep on like going back. So I don't have any proximity arrows, and also I don't like have a mini map showing where like he goes up on my inside. As me and him make contact yet again. It's the second time I made contact with someone. And out on the exit, just pull away. I think he might have had a little bit of damage there, but no, he didn't. And I actually didn't kind of screw up on the exit, so he caught right up to me. As now we're going up into turn 1 and 2, he doesn't quite make the overtake there. As I did actually I pushed went into a half spin there. As you can see here at the very beginning of that clip, I did go into half spin yet again. It just shows that even though like I do enjoy this game, I'm not the best. I do happen to use flashbacks. I'm not afraid to admit that. I do sometimes use flashbacks just because I do end up buggering up sometimes. And also and this is at the point when I was like, you know what? I generally don't think the rain's gonna get heavier, so I kind of buggered up my strategy there. So it's like just choosing to go onto use SHARE's Super Softs. Right as Raikkonen overtakes me! I didn't realise that. So you know what? I do a Fernando Alonso of China 2017, go straight back up on his inside. I understeer like a dog, and Raikkonen gets a switchback basically. Doesn't quite succeed in the switchback though, so that's alright to me. As you know what, I decided to go into the pit lane. This is the point when I buggered up my race. As coming into the pit lane, I just about get the limiter right. And now I'm just casually driving down the pit lane. And obviously they come they see me rolling. They just coming in, getting into my pit box. It's a pretty decent stop. I did accidentally over-rev the engine though, which I'm not afraid to admit I did do a mistake. That was my fault. As now I just get a pretty decent exit there, going out of the pit lane, and Massa's my next target. This is the guy I was telling you about. When you're racing against Williams, it's difficult. And no matter what car you're in, it's difficult to race against Williams. Because I'd done a couple of races prior where like I've been racing like in a Mercedes and stuff like that against Williams. Like I did some quick race, and I was struggling to get to stay in front of a Williams in that car. In a Ferrari powered car, it's a completely different story. I did happen to use a flashback again, so I did kind of bugging myself over there when I did tap Massa, and I did do the pretty like 360 no scope. Yeah, so I decided to reuse it, and the just made a dive bomb there. Me and him both collided. Yeah, I'm a noob. You shouldn't really trust me with racing. I will end up taking people out. Like a pretty piss poor line going through there. Now to hit this point, I'm pretty much just struggling for traction. So you know what? I just decided to just have some fun by Ken blocking it through the turns there. Like, you know what? Woohoo! Ken block time, boy! And Massa gets a pretty decent run there with that Mercedes power unit. I just decide, yeah, you know what? You're getting the Hamilton and Barge treatment. Unfortunately, you're up to the grass. The intro was at this point, the track's kind of greasy. So I pretty much just like brake check myself, and I get an absolutely amazing dank switchback move, and get myself back up in front of him. At this point now, I did decide on like a few laps later, I came to the pit lane onto intermediates. The weather got so bad that I actually, if I literally had stayed out, I would have been okay. I could have probably got to that point and probably gone the inters and been absolutely fine. Going out, I still was ahead of Massa, so that's my life goal achieved. Achievement unlocked, stay ahead of Massa in a pit stop, which is brilliant. I do have a lot of respect for the guy though. It's just a shame he never won a championship, and I'm not saying like he's got no chance at this point in time of ever winning a title. I'm just saying it here, he's got no chance. Which is kind of a shame, really, because he does deserve it, but your job's that he's not in a good car now. He's on the older side, really, so it doesn't really help. And he just drops right off. I was like wondering, how the hell has he dropped off so much? He was already like, and when I get to this point, because there's like a lap or so later, it's getting really quite heavy now. I'm like 3 seconds ahead of Massa going to here. You'll wait and see. I'm like 3 point something seconds ahead. I can't see like what the exact gap is. I know it's like 3.0 something seconds ahead, but that's bad considering that he was actually right behind me like a lap or two prior. And now he's literally over 3 seconds behind me in just one lap, basically, which is kind of bad. And now it's going down the back straight. And then I decide, at this point, the track's getting really quite bad. I literally was just planning on going into the turn, but I saw I can go straight on, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to quickly go access box this lap. I knew it was going to full wets because like the rain was getting bad. And so you know what? I come in, get activating my pit limiter on the perfect timing, and just drive in. There's where I can go into his pit box. I kind of wanted to see like if I could box him up, like slow him up. At this point, I didn't realize Roman was coming into the pit lane, so obviously like he's in the pit. And I literally was just if I literally was like a fraction of a second earlier, I would have been either merging within Raikkonen, or would have been in Raikkonen, or I would have been right in front of him. Never mind, I didn't, so it's alright. I'm not really that annoyed about it. It's like go right up on the inside there, and just make a sweet Gymkhana overtake there, as I like to call it the Gymkhana take. And this is on the last lap of the race now. He literally not challenged me at all for about 7 laps until right at this point, as it's just me and him side by side going through the final turn. And this is actually going to be a pretty impressive result for us. P4 for the HAAS, so now it's taken out to within the ending of the first sector. P4, in my opinion, is pretty dank. It's pretty sweet. And I'm going to quiet myself down for the podium celebrations of today's Chinese Grand Prix.
Brilliant stuff from Mercedes today. That's another historic win. And Anthony Davidson, give me your thoughts. How did they accomplish this result?
It's a heroic effort for any driver to race in conditions like these, and seeing them fight their way to the front was very special indeed. They were able to find all the grip, all the good lines, and had the confidence to get on the power to top it all off. That's what pushed them into first place here today.
So as I say that, we can see the drivers coming out now to collect their trophies. It's yet more silverware to take back to their base in Brackley after another excellent Grand Prix. And
As congratulations for Lewis Hamilton there. Crofty just shut up. As you can clearly see there, P4 championship, only 4 points or something like that, I think. So 4 or 6 points I can't really tell. It's 6 points between Hamilton and Vettel there, and we're third in the Constructors' Championship. Not afraid to admit, that's absolutely bonkers. Haas is behind Ferrari and Mercedes. We're ahead of Red Bull and Williams. I was expecting to be behind like Force India. Not ahead of them. But never mind, this is absolutely brilliant, as I'm just going to advance on. As Locon got a P11 and he gets driver of the day. Although, we literally held on and did an absolutely amazing drive there, and this is our resource points. We were like a bouse, and we didn't get driver of the day. At this point, we're now tying with our rival Romain Grosjean. And a few teams actually are quite interested in this. Especially Red Bull. Don't ask me why, but Red Bull are interested in us. And we're also now getting our career score. And I hope you guys enjoy this episode so much. If you liked it, smack the like button. And if you think my content's worth subscribing, and subscribe. Thank you. And I hope you have a good one. The Bronze Archer, signing out. Peace!